So today we're going to be showing you how to replace your alternator in your GS300, Lexus GS300. This one's a 95. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do before we start our project is you're going to go ahead and disconnect that negative battery cable. You have a 13mm nut sitting on the end. Go ahead and loosen that guy up, twist them off, and just set them off to the side there because we are dealing with electronics here. And basically what we're going to do first is we have to remove our belt, because the belt of course is sitting on the sprocket there for your alternator, and we can't do that there. So basically we have a 15mm bolt head sitting right here on this sprocket, and this is your tensioner, and you're going to spin it right. You're going to have to push really hard, and you will get this thing to go down, and then your belt will come off and you'll just be able to slip it off there. You don't have to completely remove it like I did, but just slip it off there, so when we go to take our alternator off, it's going to be free from that belt there. So like I said, we're going to get that belt off, get your cable off there. Then we're going to come and we can see our alternator right here. We have a plug sitting right there, and that you can just reach your hand down there, you're going to squeeze and pull, and it comes off pretty easy. Then I think it's a 13mm nut that's sitting on this guy right here, and basically there's going to be a rubber piece there. And there's my connector, I lost him there for a second, but this rubber piece here is going to be covering that nut and stud we're seeing right there. And you just grab a hold of that rubber piece, pull them off, and then get your ratchet and socket up there and remove him. And guys, I used a 2-inch or 1 inch and a half, whatever, extension there with, I think it was a 13mm socket to remove that guy. So then once you get those two wires off, then you just have two bolts. You actually have a bolt and a nut, and these guys, it's a 14mm socket that will sit here on your bolt. And then we've got a stud sitting right down there, right where you see that little shine, little shimmer there. I've got my 14mm socket on the nut, so we've got a bolt and a nut. You're going to loosen those up, and then once we get our nut off from the bottom and our bolt off up here, we're just going to slide the alternator forward off that stud, and then we're going to pull them up and out, and we'll go to do the thing there. So here in just a moment, I'm going to make sure I get my fasteners out and see how well this alternator comes off, and then I'll also give you the techniques and show you the ways to get to that lower nut there, because that's a difficult one to get to. So we'll see that here in just a moment. Okay guys, so we've just about got our alternator out, and basically I'm going to show you here how you're going to go about getting to that bottom nut. And basically what we've done here is we're going to go ahead and lift up the car. I'll show you a good place to lift it up here, right there along that body line, and put your jacks in right there so the car doesn't crush you. And then we're going to come down here, and we have 10mm fasteners holding up our dust shield here. It's this guy right here. You want to lift them up there and just basically remove all his fasteners, lower this guy, and then we'll look and see right in there that stud that's, I've already removed it. You'll just be able to reach in, and it's real accessible, and you can see your alternator right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna continue the project, get the alternator off, and if I run into any more issues, you'll hear about it here in just a moment. Okay guys, now I found one more obstacle here as I was going to remove my alternator, and basically we're looking at them here, and you've got this little bracket right here. Now I've already removed it, but there's a 10mm bolt that goes this way, and once you unbolt him, here you go, I'll go ahead and show you guys this. Once you unbolt him, he sits right up there like so. You unbolt him, this guy comes off, and that's going to allow you to remove this guy right here. It's difficult to remove your alternator without removing that piece right there. Then we'll just be able to pick up on this guy. It's hard for me to do one-handed, and we'll pull them on out. So if I run into anything else, I'll show you in just a moment. Okay guys, so one thing I found to be trying here, it was pretty difficult, was getting my bracket hooked back up here. And basically how this works is this piece, you got two pieces here. You got the upper piece and then the side piece here. The bottom of this piece is going to hook on to the bottom of the bracket, and then it's just going to swing over, and then you'll hook it up there. I found the easiest way to do this was to go ahead and get your nut on there and get this bracket piece on there, so the left side kind of stays there, and then you take the right side and swing them together there. And that was the best way I found. I also lifted up the car a little bit higher so I had more room to work with, so I could kind of get both my hands there. And that's how I was able to get this bracket on. It was a little bit difficult. So if I run into anything else, we'll see you here in a moment. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to replace your drive belt or serpentine belt on your Lexus GS300. This one's a 95. Now basically it's going to be helpful if you got a friend here, and the first thing you want to look at is here is our belt picture, and basically when you go to reinstall everything, you can look at this belt picture. If you don't have one on your hood, sometimes you miss them there. But this is the picture. Now, this piece right here is going to be your tensioner belt pulley. Okay. Wait, does that sound right? Tensioner belt pulley. Belt tensioner pulley. Okay. This right here is your belt tensioner pulley. And basically, on the car, that piece is going to be sitting right here. Now, what you're going to want to do is take a big old ratchet like this, and we have a 15mm socket sitting on the end of it. And basically, it's not too hard to get on the end of them down here. We're just going to reach on down, get here, and then we're going to turn him right, okay? And even with the ratchet this large, you're going to have to push pretty hard. If you can get one even bigger, it's going to give you more leverage, and it's going to make it easier. So push real hard, then you're going to slip the belt right off over that. And then, guys, to completely remove this belt, what you're going to do is you're going to find it pretty easy once you've loosened up to get the belt off the sprockets. The difficult thing is you're going to be looking at your fan there, and you're going to be like, how on earth am I going to take this belt off with the fan there in my way? It seems like you can't get it out. Now, the trick to this is, what you'll do is you'll feed your belt through these fins right here, and behind these fins we don't have the obstacle of this piece right here. So if you can imagine, we've got the rod and the fan, and then we've got the cover, and it looks like you can't get the belt down through, but by feeding it down there past the fan, you're gonna slide past your middle obstacle there. So that is how you just feed it through and then pull it out at the bottom there, and then you'll be able to pull your belt all the way out. Now, as far as going back and installing it, what you'll do is you'll start, imagine you got a circle right here. You're going to take the bottom of the circle, you're going to feed it down through, pull it down beyond the middle piece there, pull it out so you'll have belt up at the top and then belt at the bottom. And then you get your friend to be up here, and you get your friend to hold the belt on these two sprockets right here. Just hold it there, then you work the belt around like a circle pretty much, and then you're going to get down here. We have 10mm fasteners holding up our dust shield. You're going to want to remove those, just have them drop down so we're looking like this right here. Then we're going to come underneath here, and what we're going to do is where the alternator is, you can see from the top of your harmonic balancer to your alternator right here, we're gonna do the U thing with our belt tensioner pulley there. So with your friend up top holding those two pulleys in place, what you will do is you will tell him then, once you've got your belt worked around everything, you'll tell him to then take the belt off of that top pulley and hold on to it. While he's holding on to it, what you're going to do is you're going to take the U part of this belt, you're going to take that and set it up over the belt tensioner pulley, and your partner, his hand is going to lower while he's still holding on to the belt. Then we're going to come up, we're going to get on our ratchet, we're going to go ahead and push right again, and then your belt's already going to be on this part, but you're going to push right, and then your partner will simply lift up and set it back on top of this pulley, and then you'll let off, and there you go. You've now installed your belt. So it's a pretty simple project, and hopefully today's overview gives you a good idea of what you need to do in order to replace this belt. Again, just remember, there's no need to remove anything here. This should take you a total of about 10 to 20 minutes. So thanks for watching, guys. So again, that concludes our little project, and thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Okay guys, and today's project is just an overview. It's not going to show every little piece here, but it's going to give you an overview. It's going to give you a good idea of what you need to know to do today's project. And for today's project, you'll need a long 3/8 ratchet with a 15mm socket. So with all that said, we'll go ahead and begin today's project. Okay guys, and for today's project, I used a big 3/8 ratchet with a 15mm socket. I also used a regular 3/8 ratchet, and I got a 17mm, 14, 13, 10, 12, and I think that's all the sockets you'll need. We also got a flathead screwdriver, a couple extensions. I used a big old pair of pliers, 16-inch pliers. You could probably get by with regular pliers, and of course you'll need a jack and jack stand as well, and of course your new alternator. So with all that said, we'll go ahead and begin today's project.